People diagnosed with ADD are 300% more likely to become entrepreneurs than the rest of the population, and 35% of founders have dyslexia. It's not a coincidence. Entrepreneurs are blessed by adversity. They've faced challenges in their lives, they've learned how to overcome them, they've cultivated remarkable critical thinking skills. They know what it takes to win, and they're willing to do what it takes. Most importantly, they don't see adversity as a disadvantage, they see it as an opportunity. They get competitive, they lean in further than anyone else, and they win. People diagnosed.
The idea is that you literally are a different person when you change anything about yourself, and you're becoming a different person billions of times a second. So it's not a
People diagnosed with ADD are 300% more likely to become entrepreneurs than the rest of the population, and 35% of founders have dyslexia.
The idea is that you literally are a different person when you change anything about yourself, and you're becoming a different person billions of times a second. So it's not about the idea of learning how to change, it's about the idea of realizing that you're constantly changing and constantly a different person in a different reality, in a different version of Earth, moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, and you get to say what you are, what person you are, how you define yourself every single moment. So you get to choose. As I just said, your greatest power is the freedom to choose who you prefer to be. And it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks you should be. They're not living your life. They're not your reality. You are your own universe. The idea is that you...
Hey man, you should come check out Instagram Reels. It's really good. No way, bro. Isn't Instagram Reels just old videos, TikToks that went viral months ago? Yeah, but it won't be like that forever. Come on, dude. I know Instagram Reels is a little bit behind the curve right now, but that'll likely change. And plus, you're already spending time on your phone on all the other apps. What's one more app? All right, fine. There you go, man. What do you know? It could be good for you. I doubt that. No, seriously, man. There's so much unique content here. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. Hell, what do you know? You might even learn something. Yeah, okay. Oh, you don't believe me? All right, I'll make a bet with you right now. I bet that in 4 years, Instagram Reels would have had a positive impact on your life and will have made you a better person.
Good fucking night, you savage motherfucker. You stomped through this day like a goddamn wrecking ball.
Is it possible to fry an egg without...
It's okay.
I'm only 16. I think this is crazy that I feel like this, but I feel like there isn't really...
The ocean just got a whole lot stranger today because scientists have just discovered that something is producing what they call dark oxygen.
I really feel like I recognise you.
Yeah.
What is that from?
So I was on University Challenge and I became a viral sensation because I answered drum and bass.
Yeah!
And they needed jungle.
Can't say drum bass, we need jungle, I'm afraid.
Yo, you say you can't meditate, but have you ever noticed... Yo, you say you can't meditate, but have you ever noticed that the front of your teeth can get dry sometimes? And that you can actually smell the inside of your nose? And that there's actually like a buzzing in your fingertips if you pay attention to them? Don't look at them, just feel them. Notice how you can feel the sensation and buzzing vibration in your hands and fingers. And notice how you can hear the sounds in the room around you as you feel your hands and fingers at the same time. And notice how you can see the whole field of vision without taking your eyes off your phone. You can see everything in your peripherals without even trying too hard, as you hear the sounds, as you feel your hands. And stay with the details for another moment. Stay locked in and focused. Hands, sounds.
I'm an agnostic atheist, technically. It means no one...
I have ADHD, and I didn't know until recently, but I think I should have known because there were signs. Like one time in high school, I did cocaine at a party in high school, and cocaine, if you guys didn't know, is a stimulant, and stimulants, if you have ADHD, they actually have the reverse effect, right? Like they calm you down. You guys understand? So all my high school friends were fucked up on cocaine, except for me, for the first time ever, was like medicated for ADHD. So all my high school friends were, let's burn a building, let's talk to some boys, you know, we're gods. So it's like, you guys, I think I might know how to fucking read. Like,
You know what's even weirder? People give a fuck about their birthday.
Happy birthday is witchcraft. Touch wood is an ancient magic ritual to summon the tree spirits. Turning the lights off and chanting happy birthday while blowing out candles and making a wish is a form of magic rituals. Black mirrors were used to contact spirits, and we use them every single day. They were called scrying mirrors. Scry became screen. When you are praying, you are trying to cast a spell to change reality with your words. The word abracadabra translates to I will create with my words. This is why we call it spelling. It's a spell. Birthday rituals are making you age quicker. When we say how old are you, we are tricking our subconscious mind that we are old. When you jinx something, this is a jinn, which is an invisible creature within the astral planes.
You know what's even weirder? People
ADHD is not an attention disorder, it's a blindness to the future. It is a myopia to the impending future events.
Okay today?
I am.
Well, that's...
We don't know what the fuck sleeping is anyway. I mean, what is sleeping? You shut your eyes, you shut off, you don't exist in this plane, and your consciousness goes somewhere else. Like, literally, you have no memory of a giant chunk of your day, and we have no problem with it, and yet we don't connect it to any other realm or the idea of there being other dimensions. You go into another dimension when you go to sleep, okay? You do. You just shut off, you stop. And for all intents and purposes, you are in another dimension. And if while you're in that other dimension, your brain is being pumped with this psychedelic chemical that when you take it when you're sober makes you have these incredible experiences, it just seems like a normal thing to look into. Like people
go to bed. KSI, Logan Paul and Mr. Beast have thought this is an industry we might get involved in, and they've launched Lunchly. Now, Lunchly it consists of a cracker. One of them is an...
There are many signs that your body gives you that you're deficient in certain nutrients. If you get a twitch anywhere in your body, even underneath the left eyelid, that is a magnesium deficiency. Being highly irritable is a B1 deficiency. Pain or achiness or inflammation in the upper legs, pelvis, hips, or lower back is a classic vitamin D deficiency. Tingling in the toes is a vitamin B deficiency, but to fix it, you need...
Imagine a population so brainwashed that you could convince them to be terrified of a virus that they've never seen, while spraying them daily in broad daylight in the sky, only for them to deny it's happening to them because no one on TV told them it was. Imagine a population...
Does anyone want to tell me how in 1927 Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world, when the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s through NASA? Almost 40 years later, how did Universal Studios know that this is what the world looked like? Especially from space, when we hadn't been to space yet. Does anyone know? Anyone want to guess? Does anyone want to tell me how in 1927 Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world, when the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s?
You need an alter ego, a version of you that's limitless. Make your weaknesses their strength. Make your insecurity their confidence. Give them a name. Give them traits. Create an amazing character. When you need them, let them take over. And eventually, you won't need to pretend. It will just be you. You need...
If you have ADHD, you might find yourself avoiding sleep. This is often due to what's called revenge bedtime procrastination, which is when you stay up late to reclaim the time for yourself because the day felt too chaotic or overwhelming or demanding. After a day of feeling scattered or pressured, many ADHDers want control. So delaying sleep is a way of pushing back against all the demands and tasks and taking back control of our time. So instead of winding down, we often stay engaged in activities that feel good in the moment, even though we know we'll pay for it the next day because we've stayed up too late. If you have ADHD...
Excuse me, Dr. Shaboinky. Yes? I no longer need this medication because I'm not depressed anymore.
My God, you found the cure for manic depression?
Sure did. From now on, I'm just going to snap out of it.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Plus, I have no reason to be depressed. There are people in this world who are much worse off than I am.
Exactly. You have things so easy. But what about all your untreated trauma?
It went away ever since I turned my frown upside down.
Yeah, I was wondering what that thing on your face was.
It's called a smile. I'm sure you've never seen it on the face of your wife.
A smile.
The more you do it, the better you feel.
You're right. That does feel good. You'll still need your anxiety medication though, right?
No.
What?
Yeah, I realized it was just all in my head and I just needed to feel better.
And now you're healed from your deeply rooted mental disorders?
Yep.
Wow. Where did you learn to heal yourself?
By listening to my parents.
They sound like knowledgeable medical experts.
They know what's best for my body.
They sure do. Well, have a good day and not being depressed anymore.
Thanks, Dr. Shaboinky. Excuse me, Dr. Shaboinky.
Yes?
I no longer need this medication because
You are infected with BPD. Send this to someone infected with BPD. You've been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and that is okay. Sometimes you are an impulsive brat. Sometimes you push away loved ones or do yelling to your roommates. Other times you feel like a worthless little gargoyle. But I don't judge you about this, and nobody should. Be proud of your infection. Embrace it. Wear fashions about it.
Things that make ADHD worse. Part 4.
I can't focus. This room is messy. But I can't clean it. I need to focus on other stuff.
Be very careful with people who won't work as hard as you. They flatter you, they partner with you, they use you for their own benefit because they know you're capable of greatness, but they won't carry their own weight. The path of the founder is lonely for a reason, because so few people are capable of doing what it takes. The flattery of a lazy person is the most dangerous thing in the world for an ambitious entrepreneur. Don't work with them, don't buy from them, and definitely don't partner with them. Be very careful.
20 years from now, you'd give anything.
So you're saying, well, what you're saying is
20 years from now, you'd give anything to be this exact age, exactly this healthy, and back in this exact moment.
So you're saying
this is what the universe looks like according to the Central Intelligence Agency. From one perspective, it is a giant toroidal field known as the universal hologram, with a black hole and a white hole at the center. From one perspective, the whole thing looks like a DNA helix, or as they describe it, a cosmic egg. This is the diagram of where we are in the cosmic egg, and you interact with the universal hologram through the conscious energy grid. Here is our sliver of physical reality between the absolute infinity and the clicked out space people go when they astral project. This is what the universe looks.
You are being betrayed by a short woman and speaking badly of you behind your back. She appears to be near you, and in this video I'll reveal the first letter of her name. Click on the heart and the plus sign on my photo to have luck this month. Even when this person expresses love for you, she is very jealous and desires that you encounter challenges. In determining who she is and freeing yourself from this negative person, it is important that you have knowledge with the energy. So select the plus button above my picture to make that connection. This person is jealous of you because of your compassion and kindness characteristics that you have, and she's not interested in seeing you in difficult situations because she senses the radiant energy around you. To break the connection of envy, type thank you in the comments so that the power of the energy can set you free. The negative impact of this woman who betrayed your trust. Now I'll give the first letter of her name, but before that, click the heart till it becomes red. Now when you click the green share button, notice that the second person has the same initial as the name of this woman who is betraying your trust. Trust in the power of this revelation. Express your...
This is a bubble, and when I shone a light on it, I noticed...
Imagine having a conversation in a noisy place like a mall or cafe, and you no longer have the ability to ignore irrelevant stimuli. Background noise is suddenly the same volume as the person you're talking to. Your brain feels overloaded by everything in your visual field.
Anyone else get the random urge to send a reel to the friend you barely see just to let them know you're still aware of their existence? Anyone else get the random urge?
Let's talk about dyslexia, because you have a child that is dyslexic. I just love dyslexias. Yeah, I raised a child, and, you know, when he was 5, he said, "Mum, how come what we see is so big and our eyes are so little?" I thought, ooh, that's a different brain. "Mum, where does the light go when we turn the switch off?" This boy had questions that no kid has ever asked me, and he could fix anything. If my washing machine broke down, he could just fix it. and he could just build things, and I just thought that's what boys do.
Right.
But a man took me aside one day and he said, "No, Barbara, there's something different about that kid."
Here's a simple way to make yourself stop overthinking about literally anything. You can ask yourself these 3 questions to help put things into proper perspective. Question 1. If this were a plot in a movie, what would I want the main character to do? This helps detach from the situation and
Is anyone else too aware? I'm too aware that this is all temporary, this is all part of the human experience, and that nothing matters, and that everything is subconscious programming, and everything is made up. The days of the week, that's made up. Monday, someone decided this day is called Monday, this day is called Tuesday. It's all made up. Humans made everything up. Money, it's just made up. It doesn't mean anything. There are so many different things, road signs, street names. Somebody just decided this street is named that name. It's so stupid. It's really hard for me to live my life and just be a normal person because I'm just too aware. I'm always seeing things from a background perspective. I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing through the programming, seeing through the matrix. Does anyone else know what I'm
Ega, which is the masculine and feminine. The left.
If you're not ready for a mind then keep scrolling because it's about to get a little bit out there. There's this theory in quantum physics that says we might all actually be immortal. Hear me out. You know Schrodinger's cat, where there's a cat in the box with a vat of poison, and until someone opens...
Future, man. It's awful.
One of the weirdest symptoms of ADHD is that you do not miss people. Because when something is out of sight, it's literally out of mind.
Yep, a code red warning for everyone's life has just been set, and if you have an iPhone, get away immediately. People were terrified after Daily Mail announced a new horrifying AI update within iOS 18 that will not only track and watch you, but your friends and family are in severe danger too, even if they don't have an iPhone. With Apple stating that the new update will have a new Siri, where it will use the front-facing camera to be able to track and analyze your eye movements to see what you're looking at and what you're thinking 24/7. And when using your phone to go places, Siri will know exactly where you are and why you're going there and who will be there, as it will even be able to read and analyze your every contact, every text message, and track you and your family. To even analyze every photo you take, so when you describe the photo to Siri, it will be able to recognize it, edit it, and even post and send it. With even one of the co-founders of OpenAI, Elon Musk, saying this could be such a violation of privacy that he will not allow the phone even inside his company building. Yep,
Artists, self-sabotage is slowly ruining your life. If you want to be everything you know you can be, get out of your own way. Stop the overthinking, overplanning, and constant hesitation. Instead, become a master of action.
Things that shouldn't match part 15. Frozen.
Not to spoil the ending or anything, but you can stop worrying now. Right now. If only you knew. I can tell you. I don't want to spoil the ending.
People with higher IQs have been shown to be more prone to experiencing mood disorders like depression and bipolar disorder than people of average or below average IQ. We think there are many reasons for this, but one of them relates to interpersonal alienation and isolation.
When I was a teenager, I used to dress how I feel.
Hey AI, you're super smart. Hey, if I were to only eat foods mentioned in Season 2, Episode 7 of Seinfeld, what would I be eating for breakfast? The show Seinfeld is an American sitcom comedy. That's not what I wanted to hear. Not even close. I didn't quite get that. How many cups are in a cup of tea? There are 8 ounces in it. Not so good at this, are you? How do I not spell cat? You spell cat C-A-T. Yeah, how do I not do that though? What? Alright, if I were to mix together blue, orange, green, purple, brown, and black, and then into a container, and that's an ounce of each, and then a gallon of green paint, and then I mix it all.
Someone is trying to forget you, but they can't.
I need you to help me not have to play that game all the time.
It's all about your emotions. You need to feel them without letting them become you. You know, like the key.
If someone says that they're neurodivergent, but they don't tell you which flavor, you can find out using stereotypes. Just throw some toothpicks on the floor. If they're on the autism spectrum like me, they'll immediately know how many there are. If they have OCD, they'll start tidying them up. And if they have ADHD, they will have already left.
Hey, Autism Awareness Month.
When people judge others, they unveil their own insecurities. You become powerful when you no longer care what other people think about you. Marcus Aurelius.
What if I told you...
Anybody else starting to feel like we jumped into a different timeline? Because things are not adding up. Like, has anybody else noticed the days are starting to go by way faster than they used to? And Picasso was alive at the same time as Charles Darwin and the rapper Eminem. Even our organs are changing places in our body. Like our hearts used to be on the left side of our body. Everybody knows this. In cartoons, you would get hit or shot in the heart, you would die. But now all of a sudden our hearts are located in the center of our chests? Not in my timeline. And I remember distinctly there was a robber emoji. Like a robber. Where did it go? Oh, and you remember the song with Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal? Where the lyrics in my timeline went, "You've been hit by..."
You guys, I just got an MRI. And if you didn't know, MRI machines are very loud. And so at least at the place I go to, they ask you what music you want to listen to while you're in the exam, and they give you these big old headphones, whatever. So they asked me this time, and I was like, oh, can you just play anything? And they were like, yeah, we have Pandora. So I said, okay, put on Chapel Roan Radio. I was misheard. They instead put on Chaperone Radio. Chaperone being this artist with 143 monthly listeners on Spotify. So imagine my shock when instead of Pink Pony Club vibes, I met with this. And I have to lay there for 25 minutes, completely still, to this.
Now?
You know there's a conspiracy theory around glitter and that it's one of the most secretive organizations in the world. Most glitter in America is made in New Jersey, specifically at this company. And apparently...
Here's a list of things that, yes, are technically possible, but will probably never happen in our lifetime. Starting off the list at number 1, we have me and you being mentally stable. Here's a list.
She ain't your mother! She's your dog!
Research has people a little frightened to use it. There's a new study out that says after just one day, chemicals in sunscreen.
And if you think I'm funny, wait till we meet in person.
You came up with the word meme.
That was in the Selfish Gene.
That was in the Selfish Gene.
Yes. Yeah.
You invented the word, and people long forgot. Tell me the authentic definition of meme, because that's not how anybody's using it today.
A unit of cultural inheritance, and the analog of the gene in cultural inheritance.
This is communicated from one person to another.
Yes.
And certain memes have higher communicability.
It didn't have to be genes. It could be anything that is self-replicating.
So if I say something, we have alligators in the New York City subway.
If that spreads because it's a repeat.
Did Google's AI just replace podcasters? This is crazy. All you do is upload your sources and then click generate and listen to this.
Okay, so potatoes.
75% of people saw these lights when going to sleep as a child. Some people describe them as colors and patterns, floating stars or planets, and others as distant galaxies. Despite experiencing them differently, they were seen as an overwhelmingly positive experience, with many people looking forward to going to bed so they could see them again. They usually peak between the ages of around 4 and 7 and then disappear into adulthood. Scientists aren't exactly sure what causes them, but there are 3 prevailing theories on how they might happen. Direct mechanical stimulation of the eye, magnetic field interference, or my personal favorite, biophotonic light. That's where your retina actually can produce its own photons, similar to that of a firefly. Many people also describe being scared to actually talk about it because they didn't realize that other people experienced the same things or didn't have the words to quite describe what they saw.
Here's the quickest way to help someone having a panic attack. Oh, jeepers, I'm having a panic attack. Here, let me help you. Here's the quickest way to help
I'm a part of the hybridization program. My kids, the percentages in each child varies. You know, it can be 80% human and 20% ET, or vice versa, or 49-51.
I have 6 hybrid children that I know of, and I have met them. My first son is a reptilian, and I had a really nice experience with him and spent about 3 hours with him.
Some hybrids really look alien. Picture a young girl.
Just promise me she's not a Black Ops 2 zombie. I mean a freak.
Swear, she's right there.
She's wearing Doc Martens.
Did you just buy an Olympia?
They've discovered
under every leaf of a plant.
Hey, look, it's him. It's him. Look, it's actually him. Look, where's my phone? I need to take a photo with this guy before it becomes something great. Smile for me, bro. Smile. There we go. Brother, you are watching this for a reason. I know you're still young, and that means you still have so much more potential. I don't want you to treat this video just like any other motivational video out there. I want you to take it seriously. I want you to save it, and I want you to come back to this 365 days later, a year from now, and hopefully you have made tremendous progress. I don't want that selfie to go to waste, bro. You have so much potential, brother. I believe in you, but you must believe in yourself. Hey, look.
Now, I will read your mind. Pause at any moment and remember the number you see. Great. Do you remember the number? Here's a list. Find your number in it. Remember the word next to your number. Now, I will guess the word you got, and the word is apple. Well, is it correct? Now, I will read your mind.
You know that feeling when you move somewhere new and you have to make all new friends? And they seem nice at first, but 10 seconds into the conversation you realize you could never actually be friends with this person, but you're too deep in the conversation to just leave, so you kind of just have to sit there. It makes me really miss my old...
Have you tried bathing in donkey's milk? It didn't help. Have you tried sacrificing the donkey? It didn't help. Have you tried sleeping in a temple? It didn't help. Have you tried eating ground up mummies? It didn't help. Have you tried rubbing yourself with animal dung? It didn't help. Have you ever seen this video of the coroner's van?
How to stop thinking. I just heard this advice and it blew my mind away. Literally. If you focus on the back of your brain, you're gonna stop thinking. So when you're thinking and overthinking, that's the front part. Go back. And when you go back, you take a vacation from yourself. You're finally free. No overthinking, no thinking at all. You're in the back.
Yo, bro, do you remember when COVID-19 first got announced? Yeah, bro, I do. That was like, what, 2 years ago now? Man, time's flying by. Yeah, bro, time does fly by. Because that wasn't 2 years ago. Wait, what do you mean? COVID-19 was announced 5 years ago.
Doctor Who? What about it? I just realized something terrible. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight, your captain's.
43% of people with ADHD also have dyslexia, which is another reason why they were often put in the special needs class and written off. Depending on which research paper you read.
You should never be at home. That's what I tell young people. Home is for 7 hours of sleep and that's it. The amount of time you spend at home is inversely correlated to your success professionally and romantically.
This is my impression of a rat. I'm a little rat. I'm a little ratty rat.
Don't do it! Don't do it! You know where that road leads. You know where the alcohol, the drugs, the drinking, the blunt, you know where it all goes. You know where that food goes. You know where that scrolling goes. It leads you right back to the way you feel right now, where your life is predictable. You already know the outcome, so there's no point of even going out and living. It's the same as a movie. If you already know the outcome of the movie, why even go see it? You see a little trailer, and now you're curious about it, and now you want to go see it, and now you're ecstatic to go sit in that movie. If you want to start feeling that way every single day, you gotta...
Social media.
I'm 38 and people tell me all the time that I look way younger. What's my secret? I shart my pants.
If I'm not mistaken correctly, that you have to...
What does that mean, if I'm not mistaken correctly? If I'm correctly being wrong here, I think it's over there is the close.
NASA did the math and realized that the ancient astrological calculations were...
If I'm not mistaken correctly, that you have to...
What does that mean, if I'm not mistaken correctly?
Psychological test. How good are you at reading someone's emotions just from their eyes? Low scores are associated with autism and high scores are associated with high emotional intelligence and being a woman. So is this joking, insisting, amused, or relaxed? It's insisting. Does this represent arrogant, grateful,
The comedy's not going great, I'm going to be honest. The comedy's not going great, I'm going to be honest.
Did you know that you can actually brainwash yourself every single day? You see, the first 20 or so minutes when you wake up in the morning, your brain is actually in a state of theta. Theta state is the exact same state that I'll actually put people into when I induce hypnosis, when I put people in trance. And when you're in a state of theta, your brain is actually very suggestible. It lowers the complete resistance of your...
I've been pregnant for 45 consecutive months because God keeps loading me up with babies until, as he puts it, a really good one comes out. The first pregnancy was so exciting.
Dining room furniture.
I am a 22-year-old man. Already, I don't need anybody babying me around.
I'm at Walmart, and I don't even know how.
Just because you don't fit in somewhere doesn't mean you should lose all your value and break yourself. Just so you can fit in. Just because you don't fit.
Hey, I went to Barcelona. Yeah. Okay.
This is crazy, but your brain actually knows exactly where your ankles are right now in this moment. You can feel them without looking at them. Just with a spotlight, you can feel the blood.
So on today's episode of How the Hell Is This Actually a Game on...
Hey, so ADHDers often have a...
People who suffer from anxiety tend to re-watch the same films and TV shows because they already know what will happen, which creates a feeling of safety, certainty and comfort, allowing them to...
Alright, how do you watch reels while you're sleeping? The biggest thing is you have to kind of like lay in a certain position that you're...
Everybody go.
Stuart, no!
Stop scrolling for just a moment, just one moment. Hope you realize you're a good person, okay? You're a good...
If you're seeing this, you don't have any hobbies.
Well, that's not true. I've got a hobby. It's called being alone. Isn't that right, fella?
I would never kill myself, but I would like to die naturally soon.
Remove D from duck and put the first letter of your name. How cool is your new name? Remove...
Everybody poops. Next time you're talking to somebody that you're really nervous to talk to and you think that they're so successful and they're so cool and you're so nervous, just think about them pooping!